What up, you guys? We are back from our hiatus. I should have known that I would not have the bandwidth to make videos during Rosh Hashanah. It was 4 days of ritualing, like 12 hours a day, 2 full days for Rosh Hashanah, and then the 2 days following were Shabbat, the Shabbat attached to Rosh Hashanah. So it was a lot. And then the next morning I woke up and got this whole giant kit together and read tarot for my friend's child's birthday. I read tarot to some of the children and a lot of the adults. So it was like back to back readings. And then I had to pack up really fast and speed over to work. And then I had tables just like immediately. Like we opened the restaurant and people were just like ready to go. So I am a little bit frazzled, but I'm glad to be back. I didn't want to take another night off because I wanted us to have a fresh full week to start. So we're here tonight for our weekly energy oracle forecast. We're taking a look at the week ahead to see what kind of spiritual weather we will be living in. And first off, we've got the manifest card coming up. I love this. This is a card that encourages us to get our vision clearly decide what we want. And then when we are prompted, when we have that intuitive guidance, take those action steps. But maybe we're manifesting a vision this week. Maybe the week is ripe for manifesting. So the 10 days between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur are called the 10 days of repentance. You know how we've been doing Teshuvah for the month of Elul, right? Like we had that 30-day period of the deep self-reflection, and I kept calling it a 40-day period. So the 30 days happened in the month of Elul, and then the next 10 days happened between Rosh Hashanah, which was Wednesday and Thursday. Yes, because the Shabbat was Friday and Saturday. So we had Rosh Hashanah on Wednesday, Thursday. And then between Rosh Hashanah and the next Friday and Saturday, which is Yom Kippur, occurs these 10 days of repentance with Teshuvah. And what is going on is basically like most of our soul has ascended into the upper realms where it is going through like a yearly judgment day. And we are sort of standing before the spiritual courts, and our actions and deeds and our efforts are being weighed out for the year that has just come by. And over this week, it's like we have one final week before we seal the deal on Yom Kippur, where the soul is then downloaded, and then we get that, whatever our spiritual bank account is for the year, that's like what our soul is getting loaded up with, all this light. That's going to be our miracles and our sustenance for the year. So the judgment is happening on Rosh Hashanah. The judges are out for taking a recess, so to speak, thinking things over for the 10 days of repentance. So between now and Yom Kippur, you might be tested in different ways, right? Like things that will fire up those shortcomings that you were trying to work through to kind of see how far you've come, but also to give you a chance to pass some tests, and put some last minute extra credit in, right? If you have a problem with temper, your temper might be tested this week. And so the better you are at transmuting that temper so that those things don't fire you up anymore, and you turn that anger into love, you turn your bitterness into sweetness, that is adding to the blessings that are, that's adding to your decree, so to speak. So if you're being tested this week, it's not happening to you, it's happening on your behalf. It's like getting to retake the quiz again. And this time it's like, oh, after taking the quiz, I didn't know that answer. I know I messed up on that answer. I know I messed up on that question. Let me go look up the answers. Okay, now that I've gone back and restudied, I can go and successfully retake this test. Well, that is essentially the 10 days of repentance. So we are ending. I am fully in agreement with this. The old version of self is gone. Hold on. I gotta sniffle. I had a cold, like a sinus thing, over a week ago, and it has just lingered. Like, I'm like the Victorian girl who like fell ill and like didn't return to her like true strength. So endings. So we are ending this 15-year cycle of Pluto being retrograde in Capricorn. And so if you think back over the last 15 years, since like 2008, what have been the predominant themes and challenges of your life? Like, what have been the struggles? What have been the lessons that keep coming back and back and back again? These cycles are coming to an end. And this cycle with the planets are coming to an end, right? So if you keep perpetuating these same patterns, like, it's on you at this point. Like, the entire universe is moving on. And if you choose to stay in that timeline, you're like going against nature. So this is time to leave the past behind us, leave grudges behind us, leave disappointments behind us, leave like looking over your shoulder, like leave it all behind. Those old habits, the old self-defeating tendencies, we're letting it go, because it's literally like the whole of human race is waking up. And they're waking up to a new timeline. They're waking up into a new dimension. And it's crazy because the people that are determined to stay in the old, they're kind of peeling away, aren't they? They're growing distant from you in the context of your life, probably. So big endings, be really willing to let go of things that are trying to leave your life. And be really willing, more than anything, to let go of the former way that you perceived life. Like, we have a chance to be a whole new person and to really like manifest the life that we want. Like, we can manifest a new life, and we can be like, the manifestations in this timeline are coming through quickly. If you're in alignment and you're in agreement with what you're manifesting, then the path from A to B has gotten a lot smaller. So that's very exciting. But it's like, but in order to be in the new, you've got to let go of the old. So we're really, really willing to release what no longer serves us so that we can move in to this new cycle, this new age, this new era. And even like the rabbi and his wife, Michael and Monica Berg, they were talking about it too. It's like, it's not like this year we're hoping that we get to be a better person than last year, or that it's going to be a better life than last year, better experience than last year. It's not comparing one to the other. It's a new life. It's a totally different, changed. Everything's changed. Everything can be different. We've become a new creature. Right? And that is going to be reflected on, like, that's going to be a reflection of how much effort and how devoted you've been to transformation and growth and healing and change. But so many of the people that I've been talking to have been on that track, especially for the last like 4 years or so. Even people that weren't already spiritual, people just instinctively started jumping on this zeitgeist. And there's like a reawakening of passion, right? And we're able now to like align with our passion because we are starting to embody that higher self. And so we are becoming more, we're having more affinity with that higher destiny. And so our hearts are starting to like become ignited with excitement about life again, looking forward to things, feeling hope that we haven't felt in a long time. Maybe there were things that you almost gave up on, that you're like, I don't know if I have like any hope that this is gonna, like, I'm just giving up. And like, it's like the spark is coming back. And like I said, we have the opportunity now to manifest the life that we crave, that we want, that we know our soul knows is possible for us, that potential that's already there. We can awaken it, but it has to be like, we have to make that choice, and we have to take the actions, and we have to make the effort. But now it's like, okay, choose a life that you love, choose a life that you're passionate about, right? And that comes down to the micro moments of each day. Like, did you choose to get up on time today? What kind of wake up did you have? Are you groggy? Did you press snooze 100 times? Are you running late now? Or did you like go to bed early and get up early so that you could have a nice morning and start your day off with like something soul nurturing and a regulated nervous system, instead of like running around, sweating, dropping, staining, everything's going wrong, rushing to work? It's like, choose in each moment choices that are going to create a life that you feel passionate about. And let's get one last card for the week. So we're making choices we're making choices from the heart, that are heart-centered. We're creating a life from love, not from fear, not from scarcity, not from lack, not from survival mode, right? So many of the people I've been talking to are so thrilled to be coming out of survival mode. I know, I agree. I've been also in survival mode for what feels like my entire life. But even since like my own adulthood, probably really kicked off in 2008, it has been just one long struggle. Surviving everything from grandiose, like worldwide events to relationships to financial issues, just like trauma on trauma, y'all. I'm with you. I feel this. And so I have been, along with so many others, making choices that were based in desperate need or survival, or, oh, I've got to make this happen. Oh, I've got to keep struggling to try to build this and that and this. And it hasn't necessarily been choices or been consciously building in love or with love or what I love. It's just been kind of like survival. But I think now it's the end of that struggle. And so now we have a chance to close our eyes, to take a breath, to sit there and look at that vision that's becoming fleshed out. What is that dream life that we know that we're capable of, that we know that it's been, those desires and those ideas, they've been implanted in us for a reason. Like our soul knows that we're capable of that and it wants that to happen. So it's like leading us in that direction. So what have you been craving in your life? What do you want from life? What do you want to give to life, right? Don't look at life thinking that it owes you something, but like think, okay, what can I give to life? What do I owe life? Like, what can I offer? What can I bring? What can I share? That's what's really important. And so when we do that, we do start building a life that we love, that fills us up, right? So now it's like, try to slow down and check yourself when you're making choices and decisions, big decisions about your year and your month and your week and your life and your 5-year plan, but also like on an hour-to-hour basis, like throughout your day, like what are your little choices? Are they adding up into days that you loved, hours that you loved, weeks that you loved? Are you doing things that you love, that fill you with joy, that fill you with love? It's not to say that in this life we never have to get our hands dirty and do things that we don't feel like doing and do things that we don't like. We certainly know that that is unavoidable. But do we put enough effort and give ourselves enough time and space and bandwidth to intentionally choose to curate a life of beauty as well, that nurtures our soul and fills us up and lends itself into our purpose, and our purpose kind of lends itself to that life. Oh, all right, y'all. I am burnt to a crisp. I'm tired. And tired babies. I'm going to scrounge up whatever is around here to eat. I'm going to take a hot shower. And then tomorrow, we're going to do it all again. Writing and the posts and everything will resume tomorrow. So like this video, subscribe. If you want to get our, so Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I pull our cards for Instagram around midday, and that is our messages that we talk about in our videos later that night. And you probably see those Tuesday morning, Thursday morning, and Saturday morning. So if you want to see those messages earlier and get a heads up, get a head start on that energy, you can follow me at Instagram at Liz_Taylor_Magick. And that's where you will see those posts before we talk about them in more depth in the videos. And then a lot of times the written message is different than the way that we talk about it later. So it's kind of worth having both, get different angles, different aspects. All right, tired. I'll talk to y'all later. Ciao. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you got something out of it, then please give it a like. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications to be notified of when I drop content. Like the videos, comment, share them. Anything that you do helps these messages get out to other people who need them. So you watching a video and taking an action on it actually makes a positive difference in someone else's life.